we are over a third of the way done with the season now, and it's time to start commentating over War 5. This war did just finish this morning, and it was a really good war for me. You're going to see how it goes right here, obviously. Starting on Path 1, we're going to fight this iDoom here. Tigra makes this fight a total joke. You have the neutralize to prevent any regen that he might be getting most of the time, and then as long as you just bait heavies, it's a really easy counter. You can bait special attacks too, but I wouldn't bait the SP1. I would try to push him to SP2s, and then it's a really easy heavy counter with the SP2. Now, I did get a little lucky that he played aggressive when I whiffed my SP2, but even if the first 3 hits missed, the 4th hit would have hit him, so it wouldn't be that big a deal even if he didn't play aggressive there. Anyway, next up is Ebony Maw on Node 10. Now, I could have taken this fight with Mr. Negative, however, I did want to take it with Tigra just in case Masochism messed me up, and this guy would also be unblockable most of the fight if I was playing Negative, so I did decide that I would do Tigra, and I was aware of the fact that I would be taking a bit of damage because of Maw's degen from nullifying my dex buff, but that's just a risk I was willing to take. It only removed about 30% of my health, and if I played the fight perfectly, it's not going to be a big deal finishing this guy out. This guy's not even running MD, as you saw there. But anyway, the SP2 does wipe him out, so I feel like I did make the good decision, because the Negative fight would have been a lot longer, and if it was a lot longer, that's more time for me to mess up. So I do like my decision of using Tigra more instead of Negative there. However, it could have gone either way. Anyway, next up is Jubilee's fight against this Ascended Kingpin on Node 19. Now, Node 19 is a node where if you dash back twice within the span of 1.2 seconds, he's going to regen. It's either like 7% of his health or 10% of his health, I don't remember how much exactly. But I'm taking Jubilee here mainly because I would be taking this fight with Captain Britain, but Captain Britain's on defense this season because of the fact that she's tactic. So I am using Jubilee here, who is my second go-to Kingpin counter, because in Jubilee's stick ability, when a opponent purifies the debuff, they take a bunch of red numbers. And the red numbers, once you see him purify those 7 rage and get an overpower, they're pretty cracks, man. You're going to see as soon as he purifies this next rage, whenever that'll be, it's going to be a large burst of damage, especially with the amount of war boosts helping that out. Now, I did go to SP3 in this fight, which might not have been necessary. There's the burst damage right there. But yeah, I am doing an SP3 rotation, which is going to turn out to be a lot of overkill, as you're going to see in the end. But anyway, it's worth it because, you know, we played this fight safe at least, because I wanted to do an SP3 to lock in some extra prowess because of the fact that if the regen was too strong, he might regen like all the damage my SP2 did. And I didn't want to have that be something I had to worry about, so I went for SP3 first. And it does a good bit of damage here, but we're going to come out the special attack. He's at 53%. I need him to throw his SP1, and then I'll counter it with my heavy attack. Actually, no, I'm going to relic and then counter it with my heavy attack. This gets rid of my fireworks surge, so I can start building prowess again. And now we're just building to the SP2 to finish the job. He is fully unblockable now because I triggered the regen enough times. But we're perfectly fine if we just keep baiting his SP1s, and we're slowly getting to the SP2. We're almost there, and then that SP2 is going to do an excessive amount of overkill that's just going to wipe him out. So yeah, we are just one combo away now. I might do a little bit extra hits just to keep safe, and I'm going to go for a parry right there. My block just dropped for some reason, I don't know how. But anyway, we throw the SP2, and then yeah, we get 2 crits. One of them did 65,000 damage, and we didn't even get to see the red numbers, so yeah, she destroyed that fight once we ramped her up, and I don't even know if I needed to ramp her up. I could have done like 2 SP2s, and that might have been all I needed. Anyway, next up, Node 28, Future Ant-Man. I've taken this fight before in the off-season, however, this is different because A, this is an Ascended Future Ant-Man, which is really scary, and B, I'm actually using a combat power, not a combat power rate boost, that's not even a thing, a power start 1 boost, or advanced power boost, whatever you want to call it. And the reason I'm using this is because usually when I was playing Negative on this fight, I would get power drained before I could reach 2 bars of power, and now if I use the power start 1, I can avoid that problem because of the fact that I have an extra bar of power to start with. because the problem was once that timer ended, I would lose a bunch of power and my dark energy would start falling off. Well, now I eliminated that problem by getting an extra bar of power to start with, so that definitely helped this fight out. I am going to need more than one SP2 though, just because this is a big future Ant-Man. My negative's only rank 4, and I did have to deal with some of the regen before I got the Petrifies up, and obviously once the Petrifies fall off, see, now he's regenning again. There he threw his SP1 into my block, which is really annoying, and you're going to see like the AI just gets super weird for the rest of the fight. I am going to be able to finish the fight in a solo, but some really weird stuff happened with how he was playing. Like, he's just going to walk up to me and heavy attack for some reason, which I wasn't prepared for because I was planning to just block one and evade the next, but whatever. He's going to die with these degens right here, and then we just catch him with the relic and he's dead. So if he didn't throw my SP1 into the block and he didn't throw his heavy attack out of nowhere, we finished that fight with like 80 or 70 or 80% health. But it doesn't matter. We solo's a solo, and it was my only negative fight anyway, so went perfectly fine. Alright, next up is a thing on node 37. I've taken this fight so many times with this tactic already. This has got to be like the 5th node 37 thing I've fought if you combine off-season and in-season together. And it's just as easy as it was before. We just dex his SP1 while he's rooted. We have the ruptures to trigger despair if he gets some regens from the neutralize falling off for a few seconds. And as long as he throws his specials at a relatively consistent rate, we got him really easily. The SP2 is going to be thrown right here, and it's going to take him from 74% all the way down to 42%. And then we're really close to another one. We just have to wait for the guy's protection to fall off, bait off maybe like one more special, just to play some more ruptures. I'm actually going to throw my SP1 just to get him to go aggressive again. He's still trying to play passive, which is unfortunate, but we push him to SP2, and now we're going to finish the job here. He's got 2 regens, but we're stacking more ruptures, so Despair is going to handle that for the most part. And yeah, this SP2 is going to finish the job just like that. Okay, maybe not. Actually, we're going to counter an SP1, and then the ruptures are going to finish the job. So yeah, it basically did the trick. Anyway, next fight is Gorr on node 42. This is another fight where I feel like I've taken it at least like 5 times this season because everyone's placing him on that node. And this is pretty much no different. The last war, I made a mistake where I accidentally comboed him while he was stunned and lost like 20% of my health. That's not going to happen here. However, I am going to find a way to lose a lot of my health on a really annoying way. You're going to see here, I'm trying to bait a heavy attack, and he just full combos my block, and I get 2 debuffs. I'm like, did you really have to do that? Because now my health is just constantly ticking down, all because he didn't want to throw his heavy attack. And so now, I'm just going to counter his SP1 again, and just try to kill him as fast as I can while those debuffs are taking my health away. So, it's not like we were at risk of dying, it's just the fact that I have to use like 3 potions just because of him not throwing a heavy attack, which is really frustrating. Anyway, I have one more fight this war. This is against node 49, America Chavez. I'm not sure if I've ever taken this fight before, but I did have a really good game plan going into it. I've taken a Chavez war boss with Tigra before, and it went extremely well, and this fight's going to go pretty well too. The game plan here is just to get an intercept at the start, and then we're pretty much chilling after that. We just want to continue our intercept cycle and then counter her SP1s with our heavy attack. Once we get the ruptures on, we'll start getting power gain. And I had an invul boost on just in case, but I'm pretty sure I don't even take a hit anyway. We are going to dash in, which is a little bit of a risk, but the reason I did that is just because I want to get her in the corner as fast as possible, and this SP1 is going to basically lock her in the corner for the rest of the fight. So yeah, that was risky dashing in like that, because I could have gotten parried, or she could have countered me by dexing my medium and then throwing a light attack after, but luckily she didn't do that, and we had the invul boost if she did, so it really was perfectly fine. This would be a lot harder if she decided to throw dimensions, but if we give her an orange dimension, it's completely irrelevant because we don't have any fury buffs and stuff like that for her to negate. If she threw her purple dimension, it would be a little frustrating, but we'd still be Tigra-ing just normal. And if she threw a blue one, we'd actually be a little bit screwed, but the blue one is like the hardest one for her to activate usually, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we did win the war. and we won it by quite a bit of attack bonus. That is 32 attack bonus, if I count it correctly. And yeah, so now we are officially 5-0, and with that, we are 10th ranked alliance in the world. Never in my wildest dreams would I thought I'd be saying that. We finished like Plat 2 last season, or it might have been very low Plat 1, I can't remember. But now we're we're the 10th best alliance in the world, and it's just really surreal. And I really hope we can continue this win streak. We have a very, very difficult looking matchup today that I'll be getting to later, so wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next war video. Thanks for watching.